everyone, my name is Kim McCutcheon and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I would like to walk you through how to make a pocket gift card holder made from the Well Suited Suite from Stampin' Up's January to June 2021 mini catalog. I'm going to turn my camera around and let's get started.
So this is the pocket gift card holder that we are going to be making today. We'll be making it slightly different. It opens this way, and the suspenders are what holds our gift card in place. Now you can put a greeting here, or you could put a greeting on the back. So this is the mini catalog from Stampin' Up! January to June 2021, and that Well Suited Suite can be found on pages 66 and 67. It has some awesome products, the stamp set, some dies, some twine, wonderful masculine designer series paper, and you can buy it as a bundle for $66. You could get 10% discount and just buy the stamp set and dies for $47.50. So let's dive right in and get this going. As I mentioned before, my name's Kim McCutcheon, and you can place an order with me through Stampin'Up.com and use host code WHVD7QPR if you'd like to place an order for any of the products that I'm going to share with you this evening. All right, I did cut several of our pieces ahead of time just to save some time, and the card we're going to be making today is going to be with the basic gray, and then we're going to use navy blue. So our card base is 11 by 5 and then we're going to score it at 5.5. So let me just get my paper trimmer out so we can score this at 5.5. Let's see, there we are right there. And we're going to be making a pocket. As you could see, the gift card slides down inside. So in order to do that, we're going to score at 3/8 of an inch from each side. So let's see, 1, 2, 3/8 there. And we're going to do that the whole length. And then I'm going to rotate and do the same thing. I got to find those numbers. Right about there. Okay. So then our card base, it should be 4 inches from there, or 4 1/4, because that's how wide a standard card base is. Now what we're also going to do is we're going to trim this 3/8 inch off on each side, but only from the mid score line up. And we can do that with our paper trimmer. And then we'll do the same thing on this side. Get that score line right into your track. All right, we won't be needing the trimmer anymore. So then I'm going to take my paper snips. I'm going to cut this at a little bit of an angle to make it for easier folding. And we're going to be done with those. Now next we're going to take the piece where we trimmed off, and we're going to cut our V-notch for our suit jacket in there. But we don't want to go all the way down because the gift card is going to be in here, and we don't really want the gift card to show. So if you kind of line this up and make sure that you're centered, grid paper works great for that. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to come over just a little bit, and then I'm going to use a sticky note to hold that in place as I run it through the Big Shot to cut out that V. When we're done cutting out this V, then we're going to texture that top of the suit jacket as well. We didn't want to texture before we cut the V out because it will, the machine will, it'll flatten out that texture. So we're going to add this in here, and we're not going to put the, we're going to stop your embossing folder right here at that score line so that we make sure that we don't score or emboss onto the back. Just a minute while I run this through. Get the right sandwich here. So we have a nice, I'm using the, this is the textile embossing folder from the annual catalog. And then while I have that out, we're also going to emboss the V for the lapel and the pocket. Run that through also. And then I think we're all done with our embossing. Like I said, I've already cut several of the other pieces that we're going to need for this project. Okay, so now we're just going to assemble this. We're going to, where we had scored that, we're going to fold this up to create the bottom of our pocket. And you're going to want a bone folder for that. So you can see we have the sides here, and that's what's going to make our pocket. So we're going to score we're going to fold those in and burnish them down. Get a nice crease. Bring this up. And so this is how we will create our little pocket. I'm going to use tear and tape on these edges. And tear and tape is awesome because it's a nice firm hold, and you don't have to use scissors. You can just put it where you want and then tear it off with a nice clean line. Do that on both sides, and you're going to want to get as close to that score mark as possible so that we get a nice tight pocket. We're not going to want no gift cards falling out. Okay, put that aside, and I use my bone folder to press that down really good, and then I just peel that up with my pierce tool. Let's see if I can get that going. Okay, that one doesn't want to work for me so well right now. Let's go over here and try the other side. So with Stampin' Up! Right now, it's Celebration, and with Celebration, every $50 you spend, you can pick a free item. If you were to purchase the bundle or the suite of from the Well Suited, that does qualify you for a free product. We have some Oso Ombre paper that is just beautiful. It comes, there's 4 colors in it. And then we have some floral papers. At the $100 mark, if you were to spend that much, then you can also get the fruit suite. So then just line your edges up with, and now we've created our pocket. Okay, we're going to set this aside for a minute. Oh, well, because of how the gift card is going to go in here, what I did on my other sample is I did cut the suit V, and then I overlapped it just a little bit right here. So I brought it down a little deeper than the actual V in the jacket, the card base, but not, I didn't do it all the way. We'll be working on that in just a few minutes. And like I said, we made our pocket and then our lapels for the suit jacket. We can go ahead and cut this if we want right now, although we're not quite ready to put it together. Put those aside. For the inside gift card holder, I have basic white, and it is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And then I went ahead and I cut the collar for the shirt, and I actually added a piece of petal pink to be the skin behind it, and we will be putting that there. And like I said, I had cut out some pieces ahead of time, so here's our bow tie. We're going to do the Night of Navy, and we will be using the pieces of from the suite to build our bow tie up. The suite comes with 2 different bow ties and bow tie dies. I'll just bring those over real quick. We have 2 different bow ties. We have the long tie. We have the knot for the bow ties and the knot for the long tie. A pocket trim, suspender clips. This is either a belt or suspenders, or the placket that goes down the shirt collar, the lapels, and we used the V that cuts out the shirt. And then these buttons, this is all 1 die, but it cuts 6 individual buttons, and they're embossed as well. So let's build up our bow tie. I do like to break down the fibers of the paper just a little bit when I'm creating 3D projects, just to give it a little bit more dimension. So we're going to do that with the bone folder, making this tie so that it's going to have a little bit of texture, and we will use a dot of the Tombow glue here to put these 2 pieces together, and we will also use the Tombow glue mono adhesive to put the knot on to the tie as well. Okay. So then when we get ready to put this together, we will go there. We're also going to bring up a little bit of texture here on the edge of the collar, because that's going to lift up a little bit so that as it fits down into the pocket, the collar actually will lift up a little bit over the lapel of the jacket, so that it lifts up just a little bit there. So we will be gluing these pieces on here. And in order to get the placement right, we are going to want to put the card base in, and then we will line that up so that we know where to put it. And we're only going to glue about halfway in. So basically we're going to glue just as far as that petal pink is, and then we can even glue almost completely straight down. I found that that actually gives it a little bit of 3D texture, makes it look just a little bit more real by leaving those pieces leaving them a little bit loose. So if you're watching on your suit, you're going to want to kind of keep these the same distance apart as you lay them down onto that white base. Alright, so that's how it's going to look from the top when we get that done. Alright, I'm going to use a dimensional on the bow tie, and we'll put that right there. And then we'll place the bow tie right there. Again, that gives it a little bit of lift so that it looks a little bit more real. The next thing we're going to do on this piece is we're going to add the suspenders, and I already cut those out. I did do it in the same navy blue pattern from the Well Suited DSP, and I did it to match the tie. It does have a beautiful gray paisley on the other side, but because we have the navy blue tie, I thought it would be best to do navy blue suspenders. And then I also have the suspender clips already cut. And we'll be gluing those on as well. So what I did is I figured out a gift card that I was going to use, and you don't want it all the way down because you need just a little bit of movement, but I found out how far down. And the great thing about these blue suspenders is you can use your diamonds on the suspenders as your glue points. So we're going to put glue from here to here, and then we'll wrap it around on the top and on the bottom. So where did I say we were going to do that? From this blue dot, or the white dot on the blue. So put just a little stripe of glue there. Go ahead and lay it back down on your base. Do the same on the other side. Trying to keep them as close to the same on each side of that tie. Press those down a little bit. We will just fold these over on the top and bottom. Add a little bit of adhesive there. Doesn't take much with the liquid glue. Liquid glue holds really well, great bond, it's workable, so if you need to move something while you're playing, it gives you a little bit of play time as well. But it's a very firm, long-lasting hold as well. So there's our suspenders, and then we will be able to just slide our gift card in like that. Okay? Now the suspenders, you can imagine you can put them just about anywhere you want. I want them a little bit lower onto the shirt, so I think right here between these two white diamonds is a good placement. So we'll put those on. Just gives it a little bit more true to life look. And then what I did is, this is the pocket trim. Oh, I cut these out of the silver foil sheets that are in the annual catalog. And then I cut the pocket trim out of the silver as well. And we're going to use those for our adjuster straps. And you don't need the whole thing. So I found cutting the end off each side, it makes them look a little bit more uniform. And then you're basically going to cut the rest of it in half. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we'll cut it about here. And it looks like I can actually cut one more off back here. And then we're just going to put these on at about the same spot on both sides. Use my tweezers to get them right where I want them. All right. So that part's pretty easy, and we can put that aside for now. If you wanted to, you could always put a second layer of white behind it if you didn't want the folded over portion of the suspenders to show. Alright, so now we're going to go back over to the suit, and let's try to finish this jacket up. We have the suit pocket, which I will put on afterwards. We have our lapels, and we're gonna line them up so that there's just a little, you don't have to. I did on the first one. And then get them kind of where you want them so that we know where to cut them off. And we're gonna overlap them. So I am going to cut the bottom one here. We'll be able to apply glue. Like I said, I do like to use that adhesive, the mono adhesive, because it allows you to move a little bit, especially when you're working with pieces like this. And then we should be able to put this one on this side and see how it covers. It laps over really nicely. I'll bring that up a little bit so you can see. Okay, so we know we're going to cut this one off right about there. And then we'll glue this down too. I forgot to, well, we do have a little bit of lift here. I could have put a little bit of, used my bone folder to burnish that just a little bit and give it a little bit more lift so that it actually looks like it's folded up a little bit, so you can really see that it's two separate pieces. But I think that's doing okay. All right. So next, we are going to want to see how well this slides down in there. And it should just slip right down in there like that. I do like that extra piece of the petal pink there, just to make it look like there's a neck in the shirt. And then we can pull that back out. Let's put the gift card back on here like this. Okay. I actually forgot to cut some extra pieces here. However, it wouldn't take much, just a small piece of the DSP if you chose to add a little pocket hanky. We could easily do this just with a couple of small little pieces of cut right out of the DSP. And then we'll just kind of overlap them a little bit to make them look like the hanky's coming out of the pocket. On this one, I actually used the tie, and I had stamped the black onto the real red and then cut the tie out, cut it in half, and then layered the big part of the bow tie. I cut it in half, and I put one this way, and then I turned the other one. But this works too. We can easily just put this in there. Add a little bit of glue here. Could actually even use a dimensional there to make it pop up a little bit. We're going to want this one to lay down just a little bit farther. So let's see how we're going to play with this. And I want to trim this down just a little bit and get a little bit more, get a little closer to those white pieces, the white diamonds on there. Well, that didn't really work, did it? Well, maybe we could do it like that. Yeah, I think that'll work. So let's glue these together. How did I do that now? I think I just glued that the wrong way. Maybe not. Yeah, I think I goofed that up. So let's see. I think I wanted to go that way, didn't I? And then we'll put some glue here, put it on the pocket, bring it down just a little bit. I don't like that. We're not going to put a pocket cut. We're not going to put a little hanky in the pocket for right now. I'll figure that part out later. We will bring this up just a tiny bit. Want it to look more authentic. So there's that part. And then I did grab some buttons as well. And we're going to put 2 buttons on this jacket. Like so. Just a little dot for each button. These buttons are really, really cool. They're truly embossed, so you can see like the threads. And I had cut those out earlier, so we'll just put one there and one there. All right. We could just put this back on there. It's not textured, so it'll show up a little bit better. This is that pocket trim, but it's cut out in the basic gray instead of the silver foil. All right, so our lapels kind of fold up and curl up a little bit, giving it a little life. And our inside is finished, and it slides right down in there. Lift your bow tie up, and there you have it. So 2 different versions, and I think they look great. If you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would love to send you a catalog. I would love to help you out with anything you might need, questions. You can leave me a comment at the below the video here, and we will see you next time. Happy crafting, everyone.